am going to become the king of pirates, but I have to find my crew at the 6 mystery island before. Let's look at the map first.
Is that Luffy? How come you are here?
I'm on my way to find treasure and become the king of pirates.
I'm Sanji. Before you are going to be the king of the pirates, you need to know about the history of a sailor. The word sailor carries with it a presumption of lower class manual labor, derived from the original associations of the word sailor with a seaman whose job it was to manage the sails. However, this definition is no longer what we mean when we use the word sailor in the modern usage. This term is used to refer to any employed seaman, and more specifically, an experienced lower-class worker. Move to the story of the Caribbean sailor in the early colonial period. Some of them may say as sailors born in the British Isles. On the other hand, there are other groups who actually think that the sailors haven't been born in the British Isles. We don't really know where the sailor was actually born. However, if we talk about the way of life of the sailor, only male can be a sailor at that time, and women need to be a housewife. For their social status, they have a 3 social status like the British society. People who work as sailors not stay in the same place forever. I think you already know that they went to explore other places with their ship for several months, maybe for purposes such as trade or cultural exchange with others.
I get it. What a great sailor!
These are all the things which I can teach you on this island. But I think there is another adventure which awaits you in the future. So I will go with you.
Hello!
Louder.
Hi!
Don't you see what I'm doing?
I see, but I don't know what you are doing.
Oh, you are Luffy. I'm Robin, Nicole Robin. By the way, why are you here? To find the treasure?
Of course.
So, tell me, what do you know about the sailor?
I already know about the history of sailor.
Just history? That's it? Oh, poor boy. I will teach you some interesting thing about the origin of sailor language. Actually, the sailor language comes from their way of life. They usually went to the other island to trade, exchange culture, as you know, and so they needed to have a way to communicate with each other. Then the language among sailors was created, and some of it has been used until nowadays. The theory says that English was the primary language aboard British ships and in wider intercolonial trade situations. Archival data says over 80% of sailors are English. With such a majority of English, it makes us assume that English was the main shipboard language of instruction.
So does it mean that English is the basic or root of the language that sailors used for communication?
It is that kind of thing. However, it probably has other languages which are included in English due to captures, forced service in foreign vessels, and the trade between countries such as Spanish and Portuguese. Therefore, we might say that the sailor language is a pidgin language in the way. Two speakers who speak with different languages try to find a way to communicate together by having a makeshift conversation, such as using the lexicon from one language with the structure from the other language. Do you think you have new information which can be beneficial for you, Luffy?
Absolutely.
That's great. Your next path will be fun, I guess.
Alright, let's go! Oi, the weather is bad. We should rest a bit.
Who are you?
I'm Luffy. Do you want to join us to find the treasure?
You want to find the treasure? Do you know anything about sailors? Do you know how they talk?
No.
I can teach you some. Start with the characteristic of sailors lexicon. Major characteristic of sailors noun phrase and bare noun. Determiners, pronoun, and noun phrase modification. First of all, sailors use bare noun as free morpheme that are bound in other varieties of English. For example, noon and yes are used in various time reference. Next, plural inflection. Measurement like time, distance, and weight are expressed with an uninflected bare noun. You see that? They didn't change noun form even if the number is more than 1. In sailor speech, the noun subject can be omitted if the context is obvious, like this. For determiners, like next and last, are sequential markings to specify the dates and sequence of events. Quantifying terms like much, some, little, and small are used to refer to the weather. There is also an omission of articles, mostly used in written text like journal. Next characteristic is pronouns. Sailors use redundant pronouns to refer to human subjects. Expletive pronoun like it is commonly used with the reference to the weather, especially wind. Sailors also use indefinite pronouns like the particle all to refer to indefinite groups of people, mostly the crew. Last noun phrase feature is noun phrase modification. In ship English, using adjective to modify a noun is the most common method.
That's a lot to remember.
There's more. You should know that characteristic of sailors' verb phrase are phrasal verb and negation. Phrasal verb in ship English express fixed expression. The verb and particle usually appear together, but sometimes an object can be inserted between them. And lastly, for negation, besides from no and not, sailors also use negation like never. They are used to negate specific duration of time, but the most important thing you have to learn is sailor's word. Read this. Oi! Whoever catch that carousel, he get bounties from me. That bastard looted the supply. Catch him, savvy?
Aye, Captain. Who's that?
He's an old salt of this island.
Ooh.
Now, I think you are ready to continue your journey. So I'll go with you.
Really?
Yeah, I have no choice but to sink or swim.
Let's go! You don't look good. Let me help you.
I don't need any help from you, pirate.
You are very strong. I need a crewmate like you to become a king of pirates.
I'm confident of you for inviting me to your group. How well do you know about sailors' grammar anyway?
I have no idea.
And you want to be king when you this dumb? Well, seems like you can't live that long without me guiding you. Starting with tenses, there are some tense situations. Variations on the present tense and the past tense. Present tense variation in case of an absence of intonation with a single third-person subject. These are examples of uninflected verbs. There is the potential role of the northern subject rule might also affect the selection of zero inflection with third-person pronominal subjects. The northern subject rule may also account for examples of atypical inflection with plural third-person subjects and when the verb is not adjacent to its subject. Some cases use present tense in past context. Next is past tense variation. It is the use of regular past tense forms with weak regular verb stem.
What does weak verb stems mean?
It means that the stem vowel does not change in tense like stopped. However, there are also many instances where weak verbs are not inflected in the regular preterite form. Now, past tense variations such as use of strong preterite forms, past participle as preterite forms, alternative irregular preterite forms. Lastly, a regularized form of strong preterite marked. Interestingly, sometimes there double marking of tense as seen in examples, and then there is variation in SVO or the verb fronting. First of all, intransitive verbs, a direct object often placed before their corresponding noun phrase subject. Direct and indirect objects. For direct, there are fronting of direct objects after pronouns, and direct object omission.
Oh my god, I think my brain is going to explode.
Not yet, pirate. There are some details left. Get yourself together. Sailor may not have attached significant importance to expressing indirect objects. They were sometimes added by court clerks as superscript additions. Do you understand any of that?
Maybe. Oh, I think I heard the music. Did you guys hear it?
I heard that too. Let's find out who's playing it.
Ahoy, who's there?
God damn you! I'm rude. Are you pirate?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Such a rude person. You swear a lot, you know?
Oh, little boy, swearing is the distinctive way of sailors speaking. How can you not know that? Well, I will teach you to be a real pirate. Do you know swearing was an important part of ship English? First, swearing to mark communicative served as a marker of emphasis. We might consider swearing as a form of emphatic punctuation inherent to the largely oral nature of shipboard communication. For example,
Cry out to Luffy, damn, you give the friendship a broadside and board him at once.
individual instances of swearing to add emphatic stress to command stentation of cursing as a marker of emphasis. Second, swearing to mark modality is often used in West African and Creole languages. Sailors also use swearing with physical violence in context of issuing further threats of violence and commands to captive. For example,
Some taking their swords in their hands, as if they would they cut them in pieces. Some laying hold of their muskets as if they would that shoot at them.
Robin repeats as if they would dare, shows that she is not actually intend to commit the act, but rather wanted to show off her violence in order to make her enemies believe and fear her. Third, swearing to mark agency to reaffirm the hierarchy of command and also help to define social status about swearing.
Captain swore if he would not come, he would beat his brains out.
It is swearing to accompany the subordination of lower-ranking crew to assert and maintain a higher status over it. Fourth, swearing to mark group identity is to greet and show camaraderie among crewmates. For example,
God damn you! What are you here again?
this is a swearing to greet his friends that shows intimacy and friendship. How was my lesson? Do you get the idea?
God damn! I'm very rude right now.
I haven't finished yet. Let's go to the next lesson, which is the register of the language.
Alright.
First of all, there are two ways to analyze the register, which are holiday register and Bible and contrast register. According to holidays register analysis, in this context of cellular dialect will mean topic which can divide into two main topics that are insular ship communities and wider maritime communities. Next tenor means relationship between participants such as closeness, an official form of addressing between friends. And the last one, mode, means channel of communication such as spoken, unplanned, face-to-face. On the other hand, Bible and contrast register.
Is that the ship of the captain who wears a straw hat? Let's go to rob their booze. Hey, it looks like we will get in trouble.
Mayday, mayday! Abandon ship!
This phrase is a good example to make us get Bible and contrast register more clear. Situational analysis. For the linguistic analysis, there are no subject, modal verb, and differences because the message must be concise and can be sent quickly to crew. There are vocabularies about sailing and use of present tense. For the functional analysis, this sentence is the captain's order, showing that the speaker has authority to issue orders and it is an emergency situation, so the language is concise and easy to understand.
Wow, there are a lot of things I've never known about sailors. Thank you. By the way, do you want to join our journey to find the treasure?
Damn, I'm in, let's go!
Shit, we are in the storm now. What should we do?
Keep sailing, keep sailing! Thank God we are still alive.
Who are you? A pirate cartoon for Halloween?
No, I'm the real pirate.
Oh my god, are there still pirates in 2023?
What? Well, we are in the 17th century.
Well, you guys might break through the dimension to my century. But you know, we still use many sailor terms that the Caribbean sailor used in the early colonial period. In the present day, many vocabulary used among sailors have spread widely. Some past and today vocabulary are alike, such as anchor, deck, and dock. However, some vocabulary have changed their form, such as fathom and aloof, because of the language development.
By the way, booze in this century is still great.
Oh, you look so groggy. Are you okay?
What are you talking about?
Well, nowadays a lot of vocabulary come from sailor culture too. For example, groggy means weak and unable to think clearly and walk correctly. It originated from grog.
Alright, but this is not a time for relaxing. I want to go home.
Why you look so blue? Let me show you around my island.
What? I'm not blue at all. I'm brown actually.
I mean, why you look so sad? Because the word blue originated from your culture. That if a captain of a ship died while at sea, the crew will fly blue flag and paint a blue band along the ship. Many expressions in today's world that originated from nautical culture suggest that sailor groups have an impact in society to the extent that people use their speech and bring their culture to create expression.
Wow, I'm so proud to be a pirate. Guys, I think we're ready to find treasure. But before we go, let's summarize our journey. Alright, let's start our new journey to become the king of pirates.
Let's go!